Ghouls! It's your favorite podcast host with the most, the Horror Heathen. How are you doing on this fabulous Friday? It is a great day for South Jersey Horror because I had the esteemed pleasure of interviewing the wonderful and talented Amelie McLain, who portrayed the little pale girl in Damien Leone's Terrifier 2. Unfortunately, Lauren Lavera did not make it today due to conflicting schedule. However, I will continue to reach out to her and her agent to interview her at her convenience. So, just stay tuned for that one, okay? Other than that, Amelie McLain, such a wonderful actor who worked alongside David Howard Thornton in Damien Leone's Terrifier 2, had no dialogue in this movie whatsoever, but yet she was still able to perfect the role, keeping it creepy and keeping it short. So, she did such a paramount job. I am so happy for her. I can't emphasize that enough. So, without further ado, and to keep the excitement down, enjoy the interview. And if you do have some comments or questions, please put them in the comments, and I will do my very best to get back to them as soon as humanly possible. Until then, boys and ghouls, it's the Horror Heathen signing out, and I'll catch you later. So, first and foremost, I would like to thank you for joining me in this interview. It's such an honor, and I'm very happy that you agreed to. And thank your mom for putting this together, because she went through a lot of hard work with your agent. So,
yeah.
So, thank you, Mom, for doing so. Yes, it was I guess your mom's name is Jennifer, and your agent's name is Jennifer. So,
yep. Jennifer.
No confusion there. So, but yes, both of them, your mom and your agent, have been very wonderful putting this together, and I am very appreciative of them doing so. So, a few questions I'd like to ask you, if that's okay with you. This is the typical questions I ask for an interview. What made you audition for the role of the little pale girl, and why?
Well, my mom originally got the audition for me, and she was like, "Hey, Amelie, like, I have this audition for this like creepy movie." And I was like, "This is interesting." And she was like, "You'd have to wear contacts, you'd have to tease your hair up, and wear the dentures and everything." And honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, at first, I wasn't really sure like what I was getting myself into, but I read what I was supposed to do, and Damien just said to just film yourself. So I was in the mirror making creepy faces. So I went in the mirror and I played around a little bit, and I just sent the audition in, and I did not expect to actually get the role, but Damien emailed back, and he was like, "Hey, like, do you want the role?" And my mom was talking to me, and I was a little nervous. Like, I was a little nervous to meet everybody, because, this was kind of my first kind of getting into the horror, realm a little bit.
Right,
but
right.
I took the job, and I'm so glad I did, because everyone is so, so sweet.
That's fantastic. And have you seen the first Terrifier?
I have not. I've only seen the second.
So not knowing anything about the Terrifier series whatsoever, you just that's cool.
I just jumped right in.
Going in blind, that's fantastic. And yet you still did great.
Yeah,
so,
thank you.
Your performance was very paramount, in my opinion. So, except for the very first scene where, I'm not sure how your mom feels about that scene where Art beats you the first time in the laundromat. So, yeah.
That was a lot. That was a little crazy.
Yeah. But hey, you hit it off very well. So, fantastic job playing the little pale girl. It's just, I think that the new generation of actors coming up in the horror community are doing so well. Yeah. And it's like being up there with the top actors and actresses. It's such an honor, and you should feel honored, because you're great. You're fantastic. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
So what do you most enjoy about acting?
That's a good question. Honestly, I really like putting myself into other people's shoes, and like really playing around with like different perspectives, and like even in Terrifier 2, all of the different facial emotions and like things running through my head and stuff, because I have no lines, obviously, in the movie. So I really like, diving deep into like the script and like trying to put myself in other people's shoes and like just make the character more myself, if that makes any sense.
It does. It's perfect sense. So
yeah.
Like, so you had no words whatsoever, no dialogue in the movie whatsoever. So it'd be very easy for you just a hand motion here and there, little wave, creep out the audience, the yellow glowing eyes in the van. Oh, that part freaked me out so much. I was like, oh my God. So do you do any research before you go into a role, or you just jump right into it and not know anything about that particular role?
Well, I really like talking through the role with my fellow cast members. Like David really helped me when I first was on set. He kind of walked me through, how to do the facial emotions. And I watched him a lot from the sidelines. And then the more scenes I filmed, the more I kind of changed a little bit for myself and started like adding different things and stuff. But for the beginning, I mostly rely on like cast members and David to like help me out.
Okay, that's cool. So you added your own little improvisation a little bit. So that's always good to do. I mean, and I'm sure Damien noticed that as well. And hopefully, if he does make a third part of Terrifier, I hope you're in it. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
Like Art and Little Pale Girl take Hawaii or something. I don't know. It's just weird. So, you starting out as a young actor, do you have a favorite role in any of your movies or TV series or whatever?
Honestly, I like all my different roles for different reasons, but I will say Terrifier 2 was like the most fun to film, honestly, because like it's nothing like anything else I've done, as you can tell, playing with the guts of the possum and everything like that. I did not know what I was walking into, but it was like a blast to film.
Was that a real possum, or was that? Please tell me that was fake possum. It was like a prop.
It was fake. It looked very real though. I will give them that.
And being Damien, I would not be surprised it was a real possum that he put in the movie.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised either.
Okay, I'm sure you get asked this a lot, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Why did you want to become an actor?
Well, I kind of started acting because of my friend. She goes to my school, and I got a lot of inspiration from her. And so she kind of started coaching me a little bit, and her mom started coaching me a little bit. And then I was like, this is actually something I would actually want to do, like take seriously. So then I kind of just shot off from there. But my friend really inspired me at first.
That's cool. See, the friends to rely on. That's awesome. I need friends like your friends. I really do. So what was the toughest scene that you had to play in Terrifier 2? I'm sure there's numerous. You can probably name all of them if you want to. It doesn't matter. Or particular ones. The toughest scene you had to do in Terrifier 2.
Oh, that's like such a good question. Let me think. Well, we had the nightclub scene. We had the possum scene. Oh, definitely the scene in the car where I'm mouthing Jonathan, like I'm pretending to be Jonathan on the phone.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
That was kind of hard to match his voice and match the lines and stuff. And it was like a very crazy process. And the funny thing is, you saw the car like bumping, but the way they were doing that is a ton of the cast and the crew was shaking the car from the outside. So it was very chaotic, trying to like remember my lines and everything while everyone's like shaking the car. It was so funny.
Stop it!
They were like trying to make it look like it was like driving down the road, but really in reality they were all just shaking it.
That had to be very distracting. I would, if it was me, I would have yelled out the window, "Stop it!" So, is there anything else you want to talk about the film? Anything particular highlights about Terrifier 2 that you enjoyed, that you did not enjoy, or don't want to disclose that kind of information.
Well, I really enjoyed the kill scene. I didn't enjoy it, actually. Take that back. I thought it was crazy when I first saw it for the first time. I was actually at the premiere in New York City, and let me just say, I did not see that coming. I feel like it just came out of nowhere. It was crazy.
Which kill scene?
The big one in the bedroom.
I'm trying to remember. I've seen Terrifier 2 about 8 times. I'm trying to remember.
Art goes into her bedroom and he like cuts her scalp off and her phone starts ringing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
That one was intense.
So I have a friend that follows me on Facebook, and he wanted to ask you a question. And he wants to know, how does it feel to be in not only Halloween's 22 and 22 biggest box office hit of the year, but also the new face of horror?
Wait, what was the last part? Sorry.
How does it feel to be the new face of horror?
Oh, yeah. I was not expecting it. Honestly, I feel like it just kind of blew up out of nowhere. I did not know where this movie was going to go when I first started, and I'm just so grateful that it took off like it did. And I love seeing on Instagram, I get a lot of comments saying, you know, how they love my performance, and I love seeing all the fan art, and I love all the tattoos and, you know, the cosplaying and everything. I did not expect that at all, but I love it. I love it so much.
I bet. You inspired my daughter. She wants to dress up as the little pale girl next Halloween. So
yeah, I saw a lot of people dressing up for her this Halloween. I love that too.
So it's a form of flattering. So it's great.
Yes, definitely.
So that's all I had today, because I was expecting Laura to pop in too, but I guess she had something conflicting. So did you get that vibe from Lauren, that the whole, excuse my French, that badass Xena warrior vibe from her?
Yes, when she walks into the room, I feel like she just brings this whole different type of light, and she's so, I look up to her as not only as an actress, but as a person too. I feel like she's definitely a big piece of inspiration for me, and honestly, I want to be like Lauren.
Yeah, I read her IMDb profile, and she's been training kickboxing, martial arts, and all this.
Ooh, that's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
And she did like a lot of the fight scenes, like herself, with all of that. I thought that was crazy.
So, do you know any inside secrets about the next Terrifier movie?
I can't say. You have to find out.
Yes, that's true. I was hoping. Damn it. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Emily, right?
Amelie.
Amelie. God, I'll get it right one of these days. Thank you so much for joining and interviewing. I really had a fun time, and I wish you nothing but the best in your career. And I'm looking forward to hopefully get to see you in Terrifier 3. I really do.
Of course. And I hope to see you at one of the conventions one of these days.
So if you happen to be in New Jersey next year for March, yes, I always volunteer twice a year.
Awesome. Maybe I'll see you there.
Maybe you will. So I know you follow me on Twitter, or if you follow me or not, but yeah, I follow you definitely. So that's why I usually post a lot of my news updates and stuff like that. So you'll definitely see part of this interview on there as well. Perfect. Let's keep in touch. I will do. Thank you, Amelie's mom, for setting this up. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Amelie McLain, thank you so much. Thank you. And nothing but the best for you. And I'll keep in touch. Me too. Thank you. All right. Hopefully it's good to talk to you again soon.
So, did you figure out what you're dressing up as tomorrow?
He wants to dress up as a real guy who murdered 9 people last year.
Oh, you're not doing that.
It's just a costume. You think that guy's still out there? What's up with you and this clown all of a sudden? You're like obsessed. They never found his body. What if he decides to come back here? I wouldn't worry about it.
Wait a minute, aren't you that guy from the costume shop? Sir, what are you doing?
It wasn't me.
He was covered in blood on his shirt and his hands when he got here.
I'm telling you, it was him, Allie. Right down to the little black dot on the tip of his nose.
You're really weird, you know that?
I believe him.
About what? Something really bad's gonna happen tonight.
No, I know when Jonathan's lying, okay? I could hear it in his voice. Something's wrong.
Look, we're gonna have fun. Stress-free environment.
Yep.
Speaking of surprises, kids, we have a very special guest with us today, all the way from Miles County. Please welcome Art the Clown.
You have an emergency.